Hello guys, it's Tonton. Welcome to a new video on my channel. Today I want to make a guide about a current event that you will start to get after your first Sunfire Castle. So when you start the game, you have an event every 2 weeks that's called All of Chiefs. And then when you start to have SVS, so state versus states, then you start to have King of Icefield instead of All of Chief, and you have SVS preparation. So every 4 weeks you have King of Icefield, and every 4 weeks you have SVS preparation. So that means that you have one of these events every 2 weeks, like you used to have All of Chiefs. And All of Chiefs is basically being replaced. Today I'll go through. So I put my face on camera, so let me know if it works well, and the sound as well. I've made a few changes to the way I record, by the way, so just if you can give me some feedback on the quality of the video and the sound particularly. So All of Chiefs, it's a 7-day event, like King of Icefield. King of Icefield is like All of Chief in many ways. SVS preparation is only 5 days, so these events are slightly different. So I'll cover the basic of All of Chief, and to give you two strategies. Either you want to complete things, you want to unlock like I did today, you want to unlock all the rewards, but you don't want to do more than that, or you want to rank and you want to get some rewards. The events, they are quite simple, right? Every day you have some tasks you can do, and they give points. And if you complete these enough of these tasks, you make points and you get rewards, and you get ranking as well. The change with King of Icefield and instead of All of Chiefs is that you have a state where there are multiple states basically involved, right? So if you look at cross-state ranking, you can see that that many other people are actually competing, right, for it. So I think you are matched with 4 other states. I forgot if it's how many. Yeah, 5 other states. So it's 6 states in total. So you have some reward from personal ranking. Okay. So let me explain that better. Let's go on your own state. So that's only my state, so 948. So you have total ranking, and you have reward for that, up to 300 shards, right? So that's only my state. So the player with the highest point for the 7 days in my state, they will get that, right? So we have Wayne now, we have Gen 6, so they will get 300 shards. On top of that, you have 2 extra ranking for King of Icefield. So that's similar to All of Chief for this ranking, right? You have the state ranking, and the best player got the most rewards. And that's an accumulation of, you get daily reward as well. And the person that make the most point in average over 7 days get that. Then you got state ranking, and you have 2 state ranking. You have your personal ranking, so that's the best player within the 6 states. They got extra shards. So in total, there are 420 shards to get, 120 from cross-state ranking, and 300 from your own state ranking. And if you see, people that are ranked the highest for us, they are, number 7. So, because, some people spend quite a bit on this event, but you see, as we are SVS focused states, overall we are kind of low compared to what other states are spending. At the top, that's that guy spends 3 times what Tarzab, for example, spent. So you get these 3 rankings. So personal ranking for your state, personal ranking between 6 states, and then alliance or state ranking. And then from the state ranking, you get little rewards, right? Some keys, some training speed up. It's not like winning other state is not really important. There is no alliance ranking, and you have personal ranking either on your own state or within the 6 states. And that's a lot, right? That's 100 fire crystal shards. If you go there, that's another 100 fire crystal shards. So you could get very, very good rewards. The rewards might be a bit lower if you are not in Gen 6 like us, and might be a bit higher if you are in Gen 8 or 9. Often, most events over time, you get a bit more, especially fire crystals. So you might see, 60, 80, you might see less fire crystal in your state if you're a newer player, and that's okay as well. It's just that you'll get more over time, and you see you get rewards up to rank 1000 in between states, within the 6 states competing, and for personal ranking you get points up to I think 200. Sorry, I want reward. No, up to 100 as well. So 100 is not that hard to do. So I'll show you things I do usually. I'll not cover that in the game, the 6 days, the 7 days of points, but I'll cover that in a Google Sheet as usual. So let me, hopefully it's big enough. Let me see. Yeah, it should be big enough for you guys. So I put Sunday because you have an overlap of officer project, and I always care to complete today event, right? Event that lasts for 2 days, so it's either officer project or armament competition. If you watch the video I made about Alliance Showdown, you remember that Alliance Showdown is the last day is Saturday plus half of Sunday, so Sunday morning you have some task in Alliance Showdown, right? And if I go there, if I show you Alliance Showdown on Sunday, right? You have Fire Crystal, you have Hero Shards, you have many of the stuff here, that the widgets and so on. So you can do a lot on the last day of Alliance Showdown, which is a day and a half, right? So when you see it overlaps with Officer Project, and the dark green is things that give point in both. So usually the strategy I recommend, if you care to win Alliance Showdown in Sunday morning, is to complete Officer Project 2. So the second one in the rotation. You see you have Armament Competition, Officer Project, Armament Competition, Officer Project, and they are not the same event. They don't give the same rewards, and they are not completed with the same stuff, but somehow they have the same name, right? So that Sunday morning you want to complete your Officer Project while you complete your day 6 of Alliance Showdown. So you skip Saturday, or you do little Saturday, and you complete it Sunday. So that's a way to handle Alliance Showdown, and that overlap with King of Icefield. The rotation is if you start from SVS preparation phase or all of Chief, you will have SVS preparation phase, Alliance Showdown, King of Icefield, Alliance mobilization, Alliance SVS preparation phase, then Alliance Showdown, then King of Icefield. So it's all of the events are on a 4-week cycle, and they rotate basically. So going back to King of Icefield, you don't have to worry about Officer Project 2 on Monday, and there is no overlap anyway on Monday. So you cannot delay, there is no point in delaying Officer Project on Monday to complete it with King of Icefield. There is no overlap, so there are nothing you can do. So basically, what to remember is that with King of Icefield, there is very little overlap with other events. Not with defeating nearby beasts, not with Officer Project. So the only exception is when you have a seasonal event. So as it is happening right now, as you can see below, we have the second event anniversary. Let me zoom out a bit. So at the top you have King of Icefield, right? And exceptionally, right now we have the second anniversary event. So this week, exceptionally, there is a bit of overlap. So you see yesterday, you get power. So when you complete a building, when you complete a research, or you complete training troops, you get points for that in the second anniversary event, and you get points for speed ups in King of Icefield. So if you use enough speed up to complete a building, you make point on both, right? On Monday you have an overlap, but there was with Officer Project. So yeah, so little overlap overall for King of Icefield. So there are not many ways for you to make points in multiple events. So that's why you have then 2 strategies, right? The first strategy is for you to do the minimum. So let's go day by day. So usually what it means is unless you are maxed out with your buildings, is doing Fire Crystal, either for building, for research, or refine Fire Crystal now for us as well. So often you want to do Fire Crystal, maybe some speed ups. That does not take a lot. It takes 1 or 2 building upgrades. So you do a command center, and you do a embassy, for example, or you do camp, and you use speed ups, and you should be nearly there. I would suggest not to use charms. maybe at the beginning is okay in earlier generation, but then later your charms are giving you so much points, then you will be using far too much. You know, you will be capped. You will, you know, let's say, you know, if you need to make 300k points to complete Monday, for example, then your charm will give you, your charm upgrade will give you 700k points. So that's a waste. You will make, it's better to keep it for an event where you care to rank, because you get a lot more points. So I try to, usually between speed ups and fire crystal, to just just get what I need in terms of points. Then, so the idea here is to make, let me remove that, is to make the minimum amount of points daily to unlock all these rewards, right? Because on the last year you got some designs, you get some good stuff, and on the tier before you get gems. So that's interesting to get daily. So you want to make just the point to unlock all of these. If you want to keep for SVS, or if you want to keep for an event you will push later, for example. So that's the goal of the first strategy we are looking at. So then the next 2 days is quite simple. You will have the wheel of the lucky wheel to get shards from a hero. So I'll show you the lucky wheel, but you likely know it, right? You spin the wheel, it costs gems, and you get hero shards. So I already done it today, and I do 60 spins on Tuesday and 60 spins on Wednesday. So if you look at it, gives enough points. If you look at today, I've done 60 spins. So you know a spin is 8,000 points. So multiplied by 60, that's give you that basically, and you unlock everything. So same yesterday. So day 1 you use a bit of fire crystals, you use a bit of speed ups. Day 2 you spin the wheel 60 times. Day 3 you spin the wheel 60 times. And why you spin the wheel 60 times is because it's allowing you to get all the rewards. So if you want to max out your heroes that you get from Lucky Wheel, every event, so King of Icefield or All of Chief or SVS preparation you have to spin 120 times. Because if your generation is a bit short, if you don't spin 120 times every time, you won't get enough shards. If you want to get it to 4 stars, which I suggest everyone, particularly free to play, to get to 4 stars plus, 4 star 0.2, etc. Then you could do 70 times in, for example, King of Icefield, and 120 times in SVS preparation. So one event you do 70 times, and one event you do 120. So you save a bit of gems. If you have an issue with your gem, that will allow you to save some gems. Spinning 120, you know, a spin is 1,500, right? If I recall. I'm not sure where the games tell you that. So it's 100k, 180k gems, right? But you will get, you will get some coins for free every time. So, you will get 3 coins every time. So minus 4.5k. So it's 175k and 500 gems. So 175,500 gems to spin the wheel. So every 2 weeks you want to accumulate 175,000 gem, or 180,000 gem to simple. In average, you will get between 160 and 180 shards between these rewards and spinning the wheel. So for me, I forgot the exact number, but that's kind of average. I got 173, and that's the first time we can spin. So I don't use anything else, right? So day 1, let me go back here. So day 1 you use fire crystals. Day 2 and 3 you use hero wheel. Then day 3 it's Thursday is training day, so that you will achieve naturally. Training day, you could take Minister of Education on Wednesday and train, full camps of max troops, for example. If you need to use a tiny bit of speed ups, that's okay. I wouldn't use. Let me do that as well. I'll change a bit, so and I'll put it there as well, so we clearly see if I move a bit in the file, we clearly see what's available, right? So I'll put it there even. Stone widgets, and that includes Mithril as well at some point in the game, you know. So that's widgets, it's Stone and Mithril. So I will only use train troops, tiny bit of speed up if I need to finish before I go to bed, before reset, to make sure I complete the day. And again, it's when you want to earn the minimum point, and I'll teach you how to rank after as well. Then on Friday, often I'll just go again with Fire Crystal and speed ups. You know, you could calculate how many essence stones or widgets, like it could be an option as well to go with essence stone or widgets that day, only if you can make it close to the amount of points you need to unlock all rewards, right? If you know, if you have double or triple the point that you need to get rewards, I will try to use Fire Crystal. So how I do it basically is in SVS, I'll try to unlock new troop level as much as I can. But if I can, unless I'm pushing all in and I'm trying to rank in SVS, right? But otherwise, I'll leave my embassy, I'll leave my command center. I'm not upgraded in SVS, so then I will have time to upgrade them. You know, I'll start to embassy, for example, on Monday, so it will be either finished on Friday, or I will need to use 12 hours or 24 hours of speed up. So either it's helped me to complete one day or the other, then I'll start another embassy upgrade on Friday, because then on Monday we will have armament competition again, when you can use Fire Crystal to complete it. So I'll use a tiny bit of speed ups to make it finish on Monday. So Monday I can use, I can upgrade my embassy, so I can slowly upgrade some important building that take a lot of time, like or furnace, like embassy, without using a lot of speed up. So then I can have speed ups for big events when I push, and I have speed up for camps too. Because if you do not speed up your camps, when you upgrade them, sorry, you cannot train at the same time. So you're wasting troops basically. So you want to always speed up your camps, and that's why I'm trying to do to them in SVS or during a moment where I get points from speed ups, because I will use speed ups for it. So that's basically how it goes. Saturday is training as well. So there is 2 training days on King of Icefield. Often you get the state buff on Thursday in most states, so that's the day you want to push if you care to push, but you do the same. So on Friday you take Minister of Education at the end of the day, and so you train full camp, so you can get that on Saturday, and I would suggest to finish Saturday just a tiny bit of speed ups, right? And then Sunday you have gathering, and you can do Sunday with gathering if you have 6 marches, and if you time your marches well, so you send them on Saturday, so they come back after reset, and then you send them all day. That should be enough. If you need a tiny bit to finish, you can use pets. It's a good day to improve a bit your pets, or you can do a tiny bit of Fire Crystal, like if you want to improve like a command center, a small building, you know, that does not give you too much point. So basically, if you use that, you will use the minimum you need, and you will unlock all rewards quite simply. And that's happening every time. The only thing you need to pay attention to is if you have a seasonal event, and then it might change based on the seasonal event, because there might be overlaps with the seasonal event, and that might mean that some days you want to use Essence Stone, for example, instead of Fire Crystal, because there is an overlap with the seasonal event. But often there is not many overlap on King of Icefield. So I'll show you first kind of the basic strategy, the overview of the event. So you know, you can make points with everything on King of Icefield. With Mithril, with charms, there is option, but these are usually kept for bigger events. So now, let's say you want to rank, and I'm talking, let's say you are free to play, right? Or very, very little spender. So to be able to rank, like King of Icefield is a lot easier to rank than SVS. If you look at the ranking that I've shown, right? That's little amount of points compared to SVS. People are spending a lot less, particularly in our states, but in most states like Wales, like at some point, well, they don't really need the hero shards anymore. You know, they have enough because they are VIP 12, and they'll get from SVS, and that's often enough. So if you want to win King of Icefield, few suggestions. Do not do it on the first or the second King of Icefield of a new generation, because you might have whales or spenders or medium spenders that go for it for shards, basically, because King of Icefield is a lot easier to win than SVS. Really, really. Like, I can win King of Icefield with a third of what I think I calculated it a while back. When I burned all I had in my bags in SVS, right? I think I finished third, and I was far from the whales. So I accumulated for 3 months, plus spent some money, spent it all in SVS, and I finished third. So you get like 120 shards or something, in 150 shards in SVS, a bit more than here, right? Because in SVS there is no, there are no like individual. I mean, there is individual ranking for battle day, but that's a different thing. But you have, you have a total. Let me see. Here you have 300 and 120. In SVS you have 400 at the top for number 1. So all the other rank get a bit more. So I got 150 shard, but in general, in my state, I could win King of Icefield with a third of what I used in SVS, and it might depend. Sometimes I will need a bit less, sometimes I might need half of what I spent. So, and it's the case in all the states I've been playing on. Like whales keep stuff for SVS because they want to win. Why do they do that? It's if you have items in your bags before SVS, you find a weaker opponent, because the game do not consider this. If you have 20 charms upgrade and 20 gear upgrade and 30 essence stone upgrades and stuff like that, they are not active on your account, and for the matchmaking you look weaker for the game finding an opponent. So that's why you want to save before SVS and use after SVS, so you look weaker and then you get a lot stronger during SVS. So if you are matched against an opponent that's tiny bit that's close to you in power, then if you have a lot more in your bag than them, you will get stronger than them on top of winning preparation phase. So you will not you won't have to defend your castle, you get stronger than them, and you have more chances to win battle phase, basically. So that's why people save for SVS, and that's why later in the game whales sell for SVS. And you can see, I mean, F is one of our big spender, but C is not going very, very strong, right? So far, at least. And all of the other spenders, big spenders, you cannot see them here. Xavi is decent spender. I mean, there are a few, but they are not like whales, big spenders that are ranking. They are, of course, spending, like Hertz is spending as well, etc. So overall, it's a lot easier to rank. So you want to accumulate for I'd say 2 months, but to be safe, I will accumulate for 3 months, which means if you are free to play, probably I will have around 100 days of training that I will use on King of Icefield, 120. I would not push King of Icefield without having 120 days of training. I will have Fire Crystal, I will have Essence Stone, maybe 500-600 Essence Stone. That's because I buy some, right? Maybe 10-20 Mithril if you are at that stage of the game. Some hero shard to use, so maybe I could do one of the heroes. So let's say, to show you an example, right? If I push for King of Icefield, it means I want Wayne shards. So Wayne, it costs 1075, I think, shards to max out a hero. So, if I plan to get 350 in this event, let's say, I probably cannot push another King of Icefield in the same generation. If I'm a free-to-play player, it's too much to push 2, because you have new generation every 80 days, and I suggest you to save for 3 months. So basically, you can push once every generation. So I need to use, if I wanted to max Wayne, I need to use 600-700 shards. So I'll max a generation of heroes that you get reward from King of Icefield or All of Chief or SVS preparation, only if I got enough shards to use 500-700 of my own shards, and 600-700 eventually, right? That will be my suggestion. So you have 600 shards, you have essence stone, you have charms, you have widgets, you have everything you could save, you have saved. You know, charms, shift gear, you have saved that for 3 months. Pets, everything is saved for 3 months basically, and then you push. And because, let me go back here. Because you want to finish at least 2, particularly. I'll show you there, but like, if you push, right? If you go all in, you empty your bags, and you want to max out Wayne or whichever hero you have in that generation, and then you finish number 2, 150 shards instead of 300, right? And let's say you're a bit short, you are not finishing that well in the state ranking, and then you are, instead of being top 3 or top 2, you finish 4 or 5, then you got 60 shards instead of 100 or 120, right? So you get 200 shards when you plan to have 350, for example. So that means that you will need to try to rank in another event. You will have to renounce to have your hero maxed, or you will have to burn a lot more of your own shards, and that, for me, that's kind of a failure and a poor planning, right? If it happens to me, that means I got impatient. Either I pushed on a King of Icefield where whales pushed as well, and that's being unlucky. I put unlucky with quotes. Or either I did not save enough. So that's why you want, 4, 5, 300, minimum 3 to 400 essence stone that you get from bear. So if you don't do bear, that's a lot harder. For example, you need to find an alliance where you can do bear. If you want to win events like that, you have to do bear every day, every 2 days. You have to do foundry, you have to do canyon, so you have to accumulate, right? You accumulate for 3 months. 100 days of training speed ups, a bit of construction speed up, a bit of research speed up, and then you go all in. On the time you push, you go all in, and now I'll show you why. Is because master sheet, yeah, this one. If you will do points a lot, right? Often your state will use construction day on Monday. So there you will do a lot of points, right? Often your state use research either on Friday or Tuesday for King of Icefield. So you will make points either on Tuesday or Friday. Training, it's often Thursday. Charms, your last chance to make points with charms is Thursday. Your last chance to make points with essence stones and widgets and mithril is Friday. So you will use your shards and spinning. I mean, you can keep your shards for later, but often people use shard early. So you will use shard here, right? And you will use your speed ups with your fire crystals, basically. So what happened is like the last 2 days, for if you're not a whale, you make little points because chief gear score is not giving you a lot of points. You will have burnt most of your hero shards. Pets, if you don't spend, you won't have much when whales can make a lot of points. Gathering does not give a lot of points. Speed ups, and I mean fire crystal, you probably have used them early in the week. So often what happens is like you basically look good the first 5 days because you use all you can, and then the last 2 days you get outpaced and outranked by whales. So that's why you must go all in here. So either the whales decide to spend money and kick your butt and they steal your rewards, and that's just the way it is, or either they are discouraged because on Thursday you burnt everything. When they look at you on Thursday, they are like, okay, I'm skipping that event, I'm not gonna push and get the rewards. It's because you have used your hero shards and you spin the wheel. If you have extra gem, you can spin more than 120 times, but it's a lot less effective for getting gems, but it's great for points. You use all your speed ups with your fire crystal and a lot of speed up. You train like crazy. You use charm, you use essence stone. So you look like at that point, you should be far, far, far ahead because you're not gonna make points in the last 3 days, not that much. Again, as a free-to-play low spenders. Even if you spend like on your chief gear and stuff like that, you're not gonna make a lot of points. So you need to really go ham and crazy on these days to really show that you are there to win. People won't know that you don't have it. People don't understand that how these events work. They don't think the way, they don't look at it the way we are doing it right now together. They don't anticipate. They burn things they have. They don't think too much, and So if you plan there, so every time I won King of Icefield, Thursday I obliterated the other player, and one time they just gave up. They did not try to compete, so I could even save a bit the last day. I could save my chief gear for other events. The extra fire crystal I get during the week, I could save them. I didn't have to burn them all. Same, I could save some of my pets and stuff. I think I used pets on Wednesday actually, so I did not save pet. And another time, because I pushed on the first King of Icefield of generation, and then Wales wanted to have the shard. Then I think I ranked 3 or 4 because on my state, because just Wales, like Wales, the later you are in the generation, the less they need the shard, because they will get them again from VIP12 and other sources. So the first, if you're in generation 2, 3, 4, and you have King of Icefield, again push at the end of a generation, right? Skip the first King of Icefield for sure of a new generation. Skip a second King of Icefield for sure, or very likely, and start to consider the third, because you will have at least 3 in a generation, rarely 4. So you will at least 3. So focus on the last one. It's often where like medium spender are trying to get shard, and if you accumulate it for 3 months, that means that if you are not on a state that care about SVS a lot, for us, I would not suggest to do that in 948, because we care about SVS. So if everyone is trying to win King of Icefield and push very hard, we will shoot ourselves in the foot, right, and hurt our performance in SVS and start to lose prep phase, which will be terrible. But if you're on a state that do not care that much, I have been on states like that where the state, like you had one strong alliance that could win battle phase in SVS, but could not really win prep phase because the state was kind of dead for the other alliances. So then, people made points on other event, because you're not gonna win prep phase. So prep phase people, just use point to rank for getting shard for heroes or King of Icefield. And that's in this state that I played, King of Icefield to get shard, and it's again quite easy. It's 2 to 3 times easier to win King of Icefield than to win SVS in my experience. And that's something to keep in mind. At first 5 days, you will run out of shit to use as a spender, as a free-to-play low spender, and you might get your ass kicked, because for Saturday, Whale could buy packs to train. Whale could have 10 or 20 chief gear score upgrades. Whales could buy shit ton of pet stuff, and it's gonna be really rough. So yeah, that's basically how to think about it, how to plan for it. I try to give you some pointers about what you need to have. 100 days of speed up, 300, 400, 500 essence stones. You can count, 5-6 upgrade of chief gear and charm of each. Pets, same. You want 3-4 upgrades of pets, plus as much as you can of these marks. So 3-4 upgrades, using serums and the other items. And if you want to be really sure, wait 4 months. Wait an extra month. The only risk with that is, that you get new generation, and then I suggest not to push on the first generation. Then you start to be, if you save for 3 months, you see how much I have in my bags, right? How stronger I could be if I use all of that now, instead of in 3 weeks in SVS. So when you save for 3 months, you are kind of a lot weaker, right? So that's you need to find a balance. Saving for 6 months to win an event is cool, but you will not have fun for 6 months, and that's not really cool as well. So find a balance. 2 months is probably too little for free to play to try to win King of Icefield. If you're a medium spender, 2 months is probably enough. You can accumulate enough to win, to be first or to be second. That's okay. But that's really it about King of Icefield. Again, if you want that kind of tools and documents I'm showing, available, please let me know. If you know how to make that available easily as well, please let me know. I guess I could just, allow you to make a copy of that. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I will make my own Discord at some point that will be available as well on the Discord. I think that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. And you know, please like, subscribe, put a comment, and again, quick feedback if you can give me on the quality of the sound and everything, how it was today, because I've made some changes. Same with the video, and hope, you know, like the spot I put the camera should not hide anything from the video, but you let me know how it goes. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.